Oh shit. Hello everybody and welcome to Kerbal Space Program, a game that I do not know how to even start to know how to intro for YouTube to play. I've been sitting here thinking about how to intro this game. Listen, alright, it's a very complicated game. I am not very good at it at all, so I'm going to make a YouTube series out of it because that makes perfect sense. And on top of that, we're going to be modding the freaking hell out of it. Well, there's like 36 mods, mostly contracts and mostly just progression stuff. That makes a little bit more sense to just give the game a little bit more content. If you're unaware what Kerbal Space Program is, it's basically a space program simulation. Basically, you can build rockets, you can take rockets off from Caravan, i.e. Earth. It's got its own solar system. You can go to its own other planets, moons, and explore planets, and there's gas giants, and there's missions, and there's Kerbals, and there's parts and rockets and everything. The only thing I'm going to change as far as a YouTube series is concerned is a lot of this difficulty stuff is changed with the mods itself, but missing crew is off. If someone dies, someone's dead. It is pretty sad to think about. We could lose poor Jebediah. But if I kill him, he's dead. That's how I'm gonna play the game, basically, for sure. That's the only thing I dislike, really, is astronauts to come back to life. So here we are in Kerbal Space Program. So I do have a fair few mods installed in the game. If we go to mission control here, we'll see the majority of the mods is actually contracts, just content for the game. We start off with 25,000. That's not a lot of money. So basically, this is kind of SETI contracts. It's a progression mod. Just contracts. It's a nice progression. I think for a YouTube series, this is a perfect way to just to play through. Basically, that's kind of our end goal for this series. I don't really know if it's a series. You're gonna have to tell me if you want to actually see this game or not. I'm going to play it regardless to figure out how to share it with you. We're going to accept our first contract, which is get an altitude record of 18 kilometers. So, we start off small. We start off with just sending up unmanned probes, and eventually we'll get to, like, manned stuff, like orbit, manned and return safely, moon landings, and all that good stuff. Although balloons have already reached the upper atmosphere, achieving this altitude by a rocket is an important step in our way to space. This will also secure support for future missions. We want you to reach an altitude of 18 kilometers. Proceed trivial, expires, and whatever. We need to use a probe to do so. We can't just send up a manned mission because it makes sense to start with a probe first before you just send up an astronaut. I mean, this is the beginning of a space program, so we're going to obviously start off with unmanned stuff before you be sending up people into outer space and whatnot before you even know what would happen. Here we are if we click on research and development, you can kind of see the skill tree progression. I'm using a mod that changes a lot of this stuff. It's basically stuff from the community, what they've done and whatnots to the game, just making the game a little bit more concrete, a little bit more balanced, and give more support for a lot of this stuff. I don't have anything for this upper stuff, but we can add those mods in at a later date if we so desire. But basically, we gotta build a rocket that'll get to 18 kilometers. So to start off with, we don't really have that many parts. So basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna just slap a booster on this bad boy, and this ain't coming back safely, by the way, at all. We're gonna slap a nose cone on it. Excuse you. I'm gonna slap a nose cone on it. We're going to throw a nice amount of fins here. 3 should do it. And do we have any science to send it up with? We have nothing. Well, we have we're going to need we don't need 3 of them. So just in case it doesn't have an antenna, I'm going to throw an antenna on it anyway. So we'll be able to communicate anything and whatnot we want. We're going to go ahead and launch. This should be pretty easy. I mean, it's straight up and down shot. We just got to reach an apoapsis of 18 kilometers. So because this probe comes with a temperature scan, we can actually do a little bit of science, which is the temperature here is normal. Guess the calibration works. So there we go. It's a little bit of science we can get. It's the whole kind of like main aspect of the game is to get science and progression and whatnot. So basically we're just gonna hit spacebar. We're gonna go flipping crazy. We got a little bit more science. Sure, transmit that science. Temperature in I guess flight over Kerbal or whatnot. We're just gonna hope this thing will get to an apoapsis of, oh yeah, it's going to. Our apoapsis is 50,000. Well, it's gonna drop because we're no longer accelerating. 40, and we're just gonna go up and come straight back down. At this point, yep, we got upper Kerbal atmosphere, a temperature scan. We're gonna go ahead and transmit that data as well. Do I have enough electric charge for this? All this stuff? Give me my electric charge. No, there it is. 106 electric charge. We should be perfectly fine. All right. Well, it went up. Now it's going to come back down. We're going to go ahead and time warp here. Or physics warp this to speed up the program. You know, and well, since we don't have any, you know, parachutes or whatnot, this is basically just a missile at this point with, I guess it doesn't have any more fuel on it. So, here we go. Impact in 3, 2, 1. Well, that was anticlimactic. It fell through the world. Alright, but we did it. We have done it. And we got a little bit of science. And with this little bit of science, we'll be able to unlock more science stuff, I believe. We got 7 science. I don't think that's enough to do anything in the science tree just yet. We need 12 for basic rocketry. Early aviation, we'll just get a bunch of wings and spaceplane parts and whatnot. Engineering, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in engineering. Oh, and that's 3 science, so that's perfect. That's more science. Survivability, that seems like a good thing to buy. We get parachutes, we get heat shields. This is a science thing. Scan radar. How much is this? This is 16. Not happening. Structure parts. This is only 1 science, so I guess sure, let's buy that. And we're going to need 12 for our next rocket upgrade, which is basically going to give us the engine that we want and fuel tanks and whatnots. Surely there's something we can do now, though. So our next steady contract is escape the atmosphere, which I don't believe we have the parts to do. We need 16 science to unlock it. So I guess we'll head over to field research and see if we have any contracts to do. That's basically going to give us a lot of science. Well, this is going to give us a lot of money. And this is a perfect way to unlock a lot of science, basically. We just unlocked a little bit of silent science, I believe. So basically this is a task that we're apparently going to build a rover and rove around the KSP. We got to go to the runway, the launch pad, the crawlway, and the launch pad. There's 2 launch pads. Okay, well, I'll take it. I'm sure we can handle this. Do we have the parts though? I don't know. Oh, we do. We got a Prototype rover mate that I can't see because this is in the way. Can this go away? What are you? Prototype rover mate. Yes. Okay. So we're gonna build a little rover to roam. No, go away. New. We're gonna build a little rover to rove around the KSP to get a little bit of science, I'm assuming, but we did unlock science, right? Yeah, look at all this. Look at all this science. This is some good science. All right, so we're gonna start with the rover mate probe thing, mabobber. Oh, we can put a Kerbal on this. Is that a good idea? Yeah, that's a good idea. We can get more science, right? So this is a little seat for our nice Kerbal guy. And we'll place him right there. Oh, look at this. It's going to be a sweet little ride he's got here. Ah, it's C. And we'll use X to duplicate that. We'll put this as low as possible in the corner as much as possible. Duplicate that part. And we'll put these back wheels kind of like that. There we go. Oh, this is pretty cool. Alright, we're going to need electric charge because we're going to be transmitting a lot of science. So which battery is bigger? This has got a amount of 100. This has got 400. This has got 800. We'll use these though. Oh man, they're huge. One, and we'll put another one right next to it Very back heavy, I guess. I guess we can put some on this side too. Plenty of batteries, surely. And let's go a little bit overkill. We're going to be recovering this vessel anyway. It's not like we're going to be wasting our money. We're just going to use it and collect it back up. There. I think that's enough. I think that's enough battery charge. Can I put more? No. It's probably plenty enough. Definitely enough. Actually, we're going to need room for an antenna. We're going to put this Communitron on this bad boy. There you go. And then now we're just going to throw all the science we can actually put on a temperature, accelerometer, flight I don't even know what this is. This stuff is a barometer, submergible oceanography. Okay, well, we're not going into the water. All right, I'm 100% sure that's all the science we can put on this bad boy. We're going to throw a crew on here. I guess we'll throw the scientists on because that makes sense, because we're going to be doing scientific missions. We're going to go ahead and save this bad boy and launch him up. Hopefully, I don't crash this thing and kill poor Bob. Or is that his name? Bob? Oh, look at this science. An EVA report. I guess we're going to keep this. Oh, whatever. Just transmit it. Transmit. Keep, I assume. Who are you, by the way? I don't know who you are. I think this is Bob. That's fine. But we're here. We're roving around. Look at our little guy. Okay, let's throw on the brakes here for a second. Let's take a peek at our contracts. See, location. We need to collect science, and we need to conduct a temperature scan. Log temperature. There we go. Okay, I guess we'll keep that. It's worth 0 science because we already transmitted it. Alright, so we did the temperature scan there. We need to go to the runway, the crawler way, and that's it. Alright, let's take the brakes off this bad boy and see what she's got. What's the max speed of this thing? Oh boy. 25, 27. Oh, what happened? Am I alive? I'm alive. EVA report from KSC. Ah, sweet. Science. Transmit. Atmospheric pressure. You know, we don't necessarily have to be transmitting this stuff because we're, whoa! He's alive. We're good. Okay, keep data. Alright, I'll slow it down a little bit here. We're losing a little bit of electric charge. What's our contracts? We gotta go to the crawler way. I think just the crawler way, which is right here. Slow it down. Slow it down. I think this is the crawler way, yeah? Alright, I had to recover my vessel because I managed to run out of electric charge. We have enough for basic rocketry now. So we will in fact grab the basic rocketry, which give us the swivel engine, which is fantastic. This will also give us more science. Wait, there's more science down here, right? 16 more for survivability. That seems like a good thing. And we get some more science stuff, parachutes, and solar panels. Another a heat shield. Do we need stability before this? I guess not. Let's go ahead and grab survivability, and then 45 more for basic science. One good thing that came of that is we unlocked a different science thing. It's a big boom, yeah, magnometer boom, which we'll just place right there, and that'll give us more science. And we have this thing too. Holy crap, so much science opportunities. Oh shit. Oh god. Well, he survived. Okay. That's enough. I just gotta go to the runway, and I should probably stop ramping everywhere. But it's so much fun to just ramp things. Alright, so I've spent a good like 45 minutes gathering every little bit of science that is possible to get around here. For some reason the science mod was turned off, so it wasn't collecting the science, so I had to do it several times. I could go drive into the ocean and probably get a little bit more science, but I'm sure I'll do that eventually with a rocket, so we probably don't have to do it with the rover, for instance. So now that we have a ton of science, 132 to be exact, I think the smart decision would be actually get basic science and wait and just I should probably go do the rover thing again now. Alright, I'll buy the basic science and general rocketry. What do we get? We get the swivel, yes. And I believe we want enhanced or flight control. Wait, which one do we want? We want the, you know what, we're fine for right now. That should be enough. Let's take a look at our contracts. We're gonna go ahead and take and escape the atmosphere, which we're gonna have to use a probe for. We're gonna actually get out of Kerbal's atmosphere, which is 70 kilometers above. We get in advance, we get a little bit of science from it. Next would be manned altitude record of 18 kilometers. Pretty easy for sure. That's something we could probably do, finish up in this episode. Both those things. Get out of here. Go away. Alright, so this one's going to be Caravan 70K Mark 1. We're going to start with the probe core. Of course, we actually have survivability now, so it'll be nice to actually bring home. So, okay, so to start off with the probe, we're going to need communication, which we're gonna enable angle snapping. We're gonna put like right here. There we go. Our thing can actually communicate at this point. We're gonna throw. Are we gonna bring back the science? I mean, it's pretty expensive, so we might as well bring back the science. We're gonna go ahead and throw this bad boy on there, and we're gonna throw the science on. We're gonna see how much science we can actually bring home, because it would be nice to bring this stuff back, because it's pretty expensive if we look at it. Science Junior Mini is, you know, wow, this is that's pretty big. All right, so we do this. We should be able to bring this home. The temperature is already on the probe. And orbital telescope, sure. Don't know what that does, but that can come home as well. And I think that's about everything. So there we go. We can close the doors so they're not obstructed. That's what we're going to be taking home. So we're going to have to calibrate our chute. We're going to have to click on this bad boy, select as preset. Now we just hit apply settings, boom. And now I believe that chute is actually calibrated for this amount of weight. This is what we're going to be bringing back home with the chute. So all this, so 12,000 hopefully will not be for naught. So this 12,000 bucks, that's a lot of moolah. So we're gonna go ahead and we got to get to 70K, which should be actually super easy. There we go. I found the damn adapter. There we go. We got an adapter. We're gonna throw some fuel tanks on this bad boy. 70K. I think this can do it. What? I'll throw one more, and we'll throw an engine on it. Engine. We're going to do the swivel, because that can give us a little bit of gimbaling. This is a $15,000 rocket. We're going to go ahead and throw a bit of fins on here, even though it's probably not completely necessary. But you gotta love fins. Okay, if I could just zoom out, please. And then we'll just lock it to the... We'll do 3 fins. Seems about right. As low as possible. There we go. This should... There should no reason why we can't get to 70K and come right back down. I think, anyway. Our staging is correct. Alright, let's save and go. Alright, I think we're ready. 3, 2, 1, launch. There should be really nothing stopping us from getting to 70K. The one thing we had to keep in mind, though, because if we look at our map, this little dot here represents the mission control. We got to maintain contact with mission control. All right, turn. Wait, what am I doing? I feel like why is it turning that way? What's happening? Why isn't it just turning over? Why is it? Okay, so something wrong with the fins. I think there's something. I don't know what the issue is. Maybe it's just severely out of whack. This is weird. It's not. Okay, let's just say it's hard to say what's exactly going on, but if I just yaw a little bit, it's not wanting to. Oh, there it goes. It's working. We can do a temperature scan up here, which I guess we can go ahead and transmit that data. Oh, I didn't put solar panels on this, so our electric charge is going to be. Okay, we can probably slow down a bit here. I'm telling you, this rocket handles weird. What's our apoapsis is insanely high. Alright, let's just cut the engines. We could easily get to orbit with this thing. But we don't have to. We just need to get to 70K and come back down. Which we're very easily going to do. We're at 108 kilometers. Look at I was just wondering why the hell my ship was just. I was hitting D and it was like it was hitting W for some reason. I thought my fingers were on the wrong buttons, but it just wasn't working. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and just, I guess, try to. We're going to have to put a little bit of thrust. Let's see if we can. Oh, here we go. Yes. We get a little bit of science happening. Oh, yeah. Look at all this science. Transmit it all. Hopefully I have enough electric charge. I so don't. Not even a little bit. I didn't even put no batteries. I guess I can. Oh. Well, I lost control. I have no connection. I don't have any connection to missing control. So I can. Oops. I can still. I can still talk. I can still pull the chute, right? Please tell me I can pull the chute. I can't pull the chute. Okay, take two. So basically, we'll this time we have solar panels, we have batteries, and we actually have a decoupler, so we can actually decouple from the main rocket, and we have four wings instead of 3. Maybe that'll help. I don't know what the heck was happening there before. Let's go. This time we'll pay more attention. Once we get like into an orbit of over 70K, we'll just basically we're just going straight up and straight back down. But I do want to go. I do want to turn over. Oh, there we go. Look at this. With 4 wings, I can so yeah, 4 wings is definitely better than 3. Look, we can actually turn over now. Look at it. It's beautiful. Way easier now. Okay, no problem. We could even get, I'm pretty sure, I don't know what our total delta V was there, but we can probably actually almost get into orbit with this ship, but we're just going to go straight up and straight back down. We don't want to break communication with the mission control. Now there we go. We got some science. We're going to go ahead and transmit. And we're going to go ahead and bring up our electrical charge. Should be pretty good. Temporarily, because our engine is actually generating electricity. So once we get out of the atmosphere, once we get like at 70K above, we'll deploy our solar panels, and we can do even more science on the way back down. Our apoapsis is 50, 57. It's almost 70. We'll go to like 80 and call it quits. There we go. We should complete this mission, no problem. Altitude above 70, that's all it really wants. We're going to go ahead and... we're too low to probably deploy our solar panels. But basically, if we look at our trajectory here, we're just going to go up. We're going to hit 80,000 apoapsis and come right back down. Alright, there we go. 70,000. We're in space. And look at all this. Extend solar panel. Sure start scan, whatever the hell that does. What's our other solar panel? Extend solar panel. So we should have plenty of juice at this point. So we'll start transmitting all this lovely science. Yeah, our electricity is dropping, but we should easily be able to... What is this thing doing, by the way? Analyze data. Okay, low resolution altimeter scan of a Kerbal or 0 science. Okay. don't know how that thing works. Maybe it's already has been working. Alright, I think all our science is done at this point. Alright, so we have in fact escaped the atmosphere, completed that quest. So basically I'm just gonna see you later basically. And we're just gonna come home with this, tell the thing to point retrograde. I don't know, let's probably toggle this thing. That might throw things off a little bit. The solar panels are just gonna burn up in the atmosphere. That's perfectly fine. And we can probably just, can you just like detract? I can't or what's the other word from detract them? I can't think of the word. All right, but they'll just burn up in the atmosphere. That's perfectly fine. We should be fine. We have a lot of junk on here. It shouldn't be that heavy though. All right, here we go. There goes one solar panel. See you later. There goes the other. There should be relative. Can you please hold retrograde, sir? I'm gonna need you to hold retrograde. Please. Oh, I see. You're not the most aerodynamic thing in the world. I'll forgive you. This poor probe might just die. I have a feeling it's just gonna die. Here we go. We can deploy the chute safely now. At least I think so. So that'll slow us down a little bit. Yeah, we're perfectly fine now. Surface speed is 150 meters per second. We'll be fine. That's actually pretty good because this part of the ship was very expensive. It was the most expensive part of the ship. So quick save and time warp. We should be perfectly fine. I'll just sit here, wait patiently for us to land safely. You know, I wonder if when we land, oh, you know what? It's not going to do anything because we don't have a connection to the mission control, so we can't run any experiments. I was about to say that recover vessel. There was science. What? How's come I didn't have any connection to do anything, and then the second I hit the water, I magically have connection? Motherfucker! Just missed out on some science. But we did earn 9 science from that mission with a temperature scan of Kerbal waters. Maybe we did get that science. Okay, and we recovered that part, which was 12,000 funds, which was actually pretty good. 97 science, 150,000 dollarinos. Next up on the list, well, that's a lot of science, but next up on the list is a manned altitude record of 18 kilometers, which would be pretty easy, to be honest. But the orbit around Caravan, that is going to be really interesting, especially coming from somebody that doesn't even know how to play this game barely. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. You got to let me know if you want to see more or whatnot. So I'm enjoying playing the game, so I might as well share it with you. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to remember to leave a like, subscribe, all the good stuff you guys do. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.